What is up everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be ranking all the upcoming MCU projects in 2025 by my excitement. I'm looking forward to getting into this because we've got a lot coming out next year. It's looking like it's going to be a packed year for Marvel fans and just superhero fans in general. There's so much coming out and I think it's going to be very exciting. So before I get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it around. I'd really appreciate it. And let's get to it. So like I said, there's a lot coming out next year after, Disney said that they were scaling back on content for Marvel, and now this year is absolutely packed. They did say after 2025, it will be 3 movies and 2 shows per year. Maybe they'll stick to their word by that, but as of now, this is what 2025 is going to look like for Marvel Studios. So I'm gonna rank these from least excited to most excited. Starting at number 10, I have Ironheart. This is a character that's been set aside for a few years now. I'm not very interested in the character overall. Dominique Thorne does a great job playing her. I just can't really connect with her. She was good in Wakanda Forever. The character's just not really that appealing to me. It just feels like it's one of those like, yeah, we can do anything now because Iron Man's gone. Just, throw in an Iron Man-esque character and then that's it. It doesn't really feel like she's going to serve a huge role in the Avengers. Maybe this show will prove me wrong, but as of now, it's looking like it's there, basically. I'm curious to see how the Hood is going to be portrayed, played by Anthony Ramos as the villain. I think that's going to be pretty interesting, but other than that, that's all there is for me. I've been saying this for a while, but this show is basically the leftovers that's been sitting in the fridge for so long, and now we're being forced to eat it before it becomes expired, or in other words, irrelevant, because this show has been in the can for so long. It was shooting during COVID. It was in post-production. I think it was like late 2022, early 2023, and it's just been sitting there for like over a year waiting to release. So it's kind of like at this point, Marvel just is wanting to give it to us just so it's not sitting around anymore. So that's what I mean by leftovers. It's been sitting and now it's our time to eat it because it's going to go bad soon. So that's really all I have to say about Ironheart. It's coming. I'm not really excited for it, but I'll check it out anyway. At number 9, we've got What If Season 3. I thought Season 1 was okay. Season 2 was an improvement. The storytelling kind of expanded a little bit more there in a more interconnected way. I have to say, I'm not super excited for this one. My honest reaction when I watched the trailer was just like, okay. I'm interested to see what stories they come up with the larger cast of characters that they have access to. Just before recording this, I saw that Ross Marquand was confirmed to be voicing both Apocalypse and Doctor Doom in this, which is very interesting. I can't say that's enough to kind of boost my excitement for it, but I'm interested to see what role those characters play in these stories. I'm not expecting anything mind-blowing. I'm interested to see how they close out this series and what the Watcher will be like afterwards. I'm interested to see if this ending will tie into the main MCU, maybe leading into something in Secret Wars, I don't know. But I'm curious to see what stories are going to be in this. It's just not enough to be super high ranking for me. At number 8, we've got Marvel's Zombies. This could be really cool, but it could also be like, what is happening here and why does this matter to us? A part of me feels like it could just be a dragged out storyline that doesn't really mean anything in the end. I get that it's like an alternate, timeline where the zombies are taking over and all that, but I can't see how this plays a huge role going forward. And Marvel has made us so aware of everything's connected, that kind of thing. So maybe this is just a standalone thing. I hope that's all it is, because in that way, it doesn't really impact all the other stuff. I'm curious to see how violent it actually is. The show's confirmed to have a TV MA rating, which is mature audiences. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. I'm also interested to see what characters they've got in it playing zombies and just the survivors. I know we've got a confirmed set for some of them. I'm sure they'll have some surprises like in the show as we watch it, but I can't say, again, it's kind of on the same level of What If Season 3 for me. It's coming. I'll watch it anyway, but am I expecting anything big? Not really. At number 7, we've got Wonder Man. This one looks very unique. It kind of reminds me of She-Hulk. It looks very meta. I'm curious to see if Simon Williams is actually like the superhero Wonder Man, or if he's an actor playing the fictional superhero within the MCU called Wonder Man in a movie. It's kind of like, it could be a meta thing where he's playing the superhero in a movie in that universe instead of being an actual superhero. I'm curious to see if he'll actually get powers so he is actually Wonder Man and actually, be a relevant, character going forward in the MCU, but we'll just have to wait and see more footage and more news that comes out of it. The Grim Reaper is going to be in it, which is really cool. I'm interested to see Yaya's performance as the character. He's a great actor, so I can't wait to see him in the role. I'm not expecting any major connections to the larger MCU, but I'm interested to see how this series plays out. At number 6, we've got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I know, it's surprising that the only Spider-Man project isn't my number 1, but here are my reasons why it's at number 6. I'm honestly not sure how to feel about the animation style. I would have preferred it to be more of the 2D animation style that we saw in concept art from, past D23 events and like what they showed there. Right now, the animation looks like it's like a 3D animation. It's got the 2D elements, but there's something about it that just looks off. I don't know what it is exactly. It looks very like unrendered, I guess. Maybe the animation will be improved since they, had the D23 showcase back in the summer. Maybe they'll make some improvements before January when it comes out. But again, I'm still a little on the fence about the animation style. I'm interested to see this take on Spider-Man because this is a different universe. He's going to be mentored by Norman Osborn. There's a whole bunch of heroes in it like Daredevil and Doctor Strange. The Kingpin is going to be in it. It could be a really cool take on the character's origin in a different timeline with the access to more Sony characters maybe. And it could easily be a larger series that goes like multiple seasons. I could see this being like one of their mainstays on Disney Plus, where it's like one season every year or every couple years, that kind of thing. So I'm curious to see how Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man plays out compared to Peter's origin in our main MCU and in past animated Spider-Man shows. At number 5, we've got Eyes of Wakanda. I'm very, very curious to see this show. The footage shown in the sizzle reel that Marvel released for the 2025 releases looks really cool. The animation style is so different, but also really appealing. It kind of looks painted in a way. The reception from the footage shown at D23 in the summer was very positive, so that's really assuring. I'm really interested to see the Wakandan history in the show, that it's going back in time throughout our MCU. It's going to expand that history more and kind of show where Wakanda's influences were around the world, as well as Vibranium's influences around the world. It's going to follow the Dora Milaje and the War Dogs. Maybe certain characters could play a huge part where, Wakanda has been isolated and their resources have influenced maybe things over time. It's an anthology series that expands the greater MCU, and I'm very excited to see what comes out of that, and if things from that will carry on into future movies surrounding Wakanda. At number 4, we've got Thunderbolts asterisk. Again, I'm not going to stop saying the asterisk part. This one looks very fun. I'm curious to see how dark it ends up being as well. I'm interested to see the characters' chemistry with each other. Based off the trailers, it looks like they have a lot of arguments with each other, and there's going to be a lot of comedic banter between all of them. I'm curious to see how this could relate to the events of Captain America: Brave New World if they choose to go down that route. I'm also curious to see if this impacts the world of the MCU going into Doomsday. I'm also really interested to see how the Sentry turns out, because this is a character that they've been hiding from us, and it's kind of like obvious now. It's kind of like Billy and Agatha all along. It's like their worst kept secret of the project is that Bob is Sentry. I'm also interested to see what the team is actually called. It has to be Dark Avengers, right? So I'm very much looking forward to the Thunderbolts asterisk, and I will be seated on day 1 for that. At number 3, we've got Captain America: Brave New World. The trailers make this movie look super, super good. I can't wait to see Sam back in the role as Captain America. It's been way too long since Falcon and the Winter Soldier when we last saw him. I'm also very excited to see Harrison Ford's portrayal of Thunderbolt Ross. This is something that I think a lot of people are expecting to be a standout part of this movie, is his portrayal and his involvement in the MCU, which is huge. Also, how will the Red Hulk turn out? Is he going to die? I hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me if Harrison Ford was like, I'll do this for like 1 or 2 movies and that's it. Based off the trailers, it's got a dark mood. It's very action-packed. It's very reminiscent of the Winter Soldier vibes. I'm curious to see how much of an influence that Tiamat Island has on this movie. It looks like a lot of the nations are going to be fighting over it, kind of claiming it as territory. Obviously finding out that adamantium is involved with it, now that that's being introduced to the MCU, and if a greater war is going to start apart over different nations trying to claim adamantium for themselves. A big question I have for this is, are any other Hulks going to come into this? I think Bruce is basically a given. I think he has to appear. Maybe Jen could appear too. It would make sense if she did because, you know, Hulk situation, so the Hulks maybe have to come in. She's been away for a little bit, so it'd be nice to see her come back. I also can't wait to see how the leader is done and what he eventually looks like, because he's, I think, really the one controlling everything in this movie. He looks to be the main villain next to Red Hulk. I think he's responsible for a lot of the things happening in this. I hope this movie's really good because the trailers make it look awesome. But, you know, we have been, you know, excited by trailers for MCU projects in the past, and then they end up being really bad. Secret Invasion. So that is going to be, I think, a big concern for me. Is this has gone through many rounds of reshoots. The trailers make it look really good, but with the number of reshoots and the number of times they've had to retool this movie, it's kind of a concern, but I'm still very much excited for this movie, and I can't wait to see it and see what it ends up becoming in its final form. At number 2, we've got the Fantastic Four First Steps. I am super excited for this. I can't wait to see the cast all working together and their dynamic with each other. We gotta see the Thing in his trench coat and a cigar with his hat on. I think that's a must in this movie. I'm really excited to see Galactus and the Silver Surfer as well, with them making their MCU debut based off what they showed at San Diego Comic-Con in the summer. Galactus is going to be comic accurate. I can't wait to see more of that. I'm interested to see how the retro futuristic vibes play out based off the concept art and what they've shown. I think it's a perfect blend of the two different time periods coming together. I think that fits the Fantastic Four so well. I'm interested to see if this is also the place where we get Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, because this is where he has to debut, right? Like, it makes sense. He has to be in this in order to build himself up for the Avengers movies. If he's not built up in this or even introduced, that's a huge mistake. Matt Shakman's work on WandaVision and dealing with the periodic, you know, filming and, you know, being in different time periods, I think that's a huge thing for this movie. He did really well in WandaVision. I can't wait to see more in detail what he does with this. I think he's gonna knock it out of the park. I'm really looking forward to seeing more from Fantastic Four. And then finally at number 1, not really a surprise here, but Daredevil Born Again. I'm super passionate about this show. The Netflix series is my all-time favorite show. Daredevil is my second favorite Marvel character. It's going to be awesome. I need to see it right now. I absolutely can't wait to see Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back in their roles, as well as John Bernthal as the Punisher making his MCU debut. This is going to be a huge treat for us. It's going to be very dark and violent. D'Onofrio even said that he's surprised that they got away with filming certain things. It's action-packed, it's a crime drama, and a character study between two characters that are unstoppable forces trying to go at each other. Based off what we've heard and what the reactions are from people at Marvel, this is going to blow us away, and I can't wait any longer for it. I also can't wait to see if this is going to tie into a larger MCU story, maybe if they're adapting Devil's Reign or just doing their own original story with the, you know, crime kind of focused Marvel characters in the street level. Bring on March 4th, 2025. I can't wait any longer for this show. So there you have it. That is my ranking by excitement for all the upcoming MCU projects in 2025. If you like this video, again, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and share it around. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to check out all my other videos. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers that have come in, and for everyone leaving comments and likes on those 2 Insomniac Spider-Man videos I did. Those have been blowing up, so I really appreciate all the support on those and for the channel as a whole. More coming soon, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.